What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. I know, little echoey. I know it has been a while since I've made a video, and I'm going to explain to you exactly why it has been so long, to the best of my ability. It's a very short story. It's actually about this long, and basically what happened was I recorded and edited all of my videos off of my cell phone. I had an iPhone 6S, my phone took a shit, bought a new phone. I got the Samsung Galaxy S8. Hopefully the camera quality is a little bit better. It should be. Right now I'm just using my phone. I'm using a selfie stick from Walmart. Cheap old setup, but it works. I got this nice white wall behind us, so the video should be a little bit clear. And today I got something very short and very simple for you guys, just because I'm learning to use the phone. The new editing app that I'm using to edit all my videos, along with the audio and everything else, so it might be a little tricky. Also, there might be a little watermark, like up here from the app, up here somewhere. That will be going away in the next video or two. I actually have to pay for the subscription and sign up for all that crap, which I will be doing. That way there are no watermarks on the video. If anyone has any suggestions on good Android editing apps that are free, that work good, or even ones that aren't free, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. I would love to know. I don't have an intro for this video or anything like that. This is just going to be me talking to you guys for a minute. But what we're going to be doing today is a wicking tutorial. I'm only doing this wicking tutorial because I was asked from a few people for tips and tricks on wicking. I'm going to be using Texas Tuff cotton. This is actually, I've been kind of working with Texas Tuff a little bit on trying to get a wicking tutorial together. So we're going to be doing that today. I'm going to be showing you two different RDAs, one which is already wicked up and one which we are going to be wicking up on how to use the cotton and basically how to get the best life out of your cotton. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to get right into this. I'm going to get the camera set up. We're going to go down close and we are going to take a look at how to wick your RDAs up a little bit better to get a little bit more life using Texas Tuff cotton. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we are going to start the wicking process at this part of the video. A couple things you guys are going to need. This is the Texas Tuff Juicy Wicks. You are going to need some type of build platform such as a mod and your RDA with your coils all ready to go. I use 2 screwdrivers, one big flathead, one small flathead. I have a pair of scissors. I have a small beat up pair of tweezers that I use to thin out my cotton with those messed up edges. And then I have a pair of ceramic tweezers. Also, your juice that you're going to be putting on there. Today I'm using Stance e-liquids. This one is called Lifted. It is a cinnamon sugar Danish. It is definitely worth giving a try. If you are not new to my channel, you have seen this in the past. If you are new to my channel, there will be links to the description to the Stance liquids, also to Texas Tuff. So let's move some of this stuff out of the way. To start, I want to recommend that your coils, you have them glowing evenly. You have them placed where you want them. These coils are a little large for the recoil RDA, but it's what I had laying around, so I figured I would throw them in there. Like I said, we're going to be using Texas Tuff Juicy Wicks. This is definitely one of my favorite recommended cottons out there on the market right now. It just saves me a ton of time not having to re-wick all the time, because this stuff just holds juice really well, holds its flavor really well, and you get a lot in there for $5, this little bag here. Basically, it comes all folded up like this. I've seen so many people grab their cotton and just rip a chunk off like that, when in all reality, you can actually unfold this, okay, guys? And it'll be nice and thin, and you get 2 big blankets almost of cotton like that. So it's very nice to get that much. So basically what I do by starting is make sure that my hands are pretty clean. I just washed them. I got a little bit of juice on them, a little bit of crud in my fingers from working today. But other than that, I try to get them as clean as possible. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pinch off a piece down here on the end, about that big, maybe about an inch, inch and a half. What I kind of try to do is I kind of pull it. I try to stretch it out a little bit. I want to make it a little bit thin. And then basically what I do is I just kind of flip it up on itself. Kind of just smash it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of just give it the go around, get it all nice and fluffed up. I'm going to go ahead and move this excess cotton out of the way, back over here. And what I like to do next is kind of what everyone does with their cotton when they're wicking it, but to newer people that have never done this before, you're going to kind of place the cotton in your hand like so, and you're going to kind of roll. You're going to want to roll that cotton up just a little bit. You're not going to want to put too much pressure on it, but you're going to want to roll it up a little bit, making sure to get the ends, making sure to get the middle. Okay, this is just how I do mine. Everyone does theirs different. This is just my opinion, but if it helps you along the way, then I'm glad it did. Okay, so you're just gonna kind of roll that up. Get a nice snake-like, tube-like appearance out, like so. And I'm gonna bring my mod in. Now this is the part where we're gonna start wicking her up. Okay, now what I'm gonna try to do here is I'm gonna try to zoom in for you guys a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna take one end of my cotton and I'm basically just gonna twist it up like so. I'm gonna just roll that end up really good. And that's why it's good to have your hands clean, because you're gonna be getting the oils from your hand all over this cotton. Now I am doing this on camera, guys, so don't crucify me for trying to wick this up while on camera. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that it end's nice and rolled up. I'm gonna stick it into the coil. And while I'm pulling on this end, I wanna kind of pull on this end as well over here, so that you don't really rip the cotton. You just kind of slide it right in there, just like so. Okay, and I like to pull on it until it gets just a little bit tight. Right there, there's a little bit of resistance in there, okay? And that's how I know I'm generally good right about there. So what I like to do is I like to get my scissors out, and I like to make sure I leave myself enough to wick on this side of the RDA. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut her off about, right there. So now I got one side with the cotton in. I'm gonna flip it around. What I like to do now, this is the end that I cut off. So I'm gonna flip that over, and you can re-roll this in your hand if you have to, but generally you shouldn't have to. I can just pinch up one end like that, stick it right through there, pull a little on both sides so that you do not rip the cotton. Wait until you got just a little bit of play, just a little bit of tug right there, and you're about perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna back on out for you guys. Well, zoom in, zoom out. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna cut off some excess. So, lop it off to where you got something that basically looks like that. You're gonna have even cotton on both sides. Now the recoil RDA, this is kind of a bad example because you're not supposed to, but your builds end up being offset with one coil over here and one coil over here. I kind of centered these ones to make this wicking tutorial a little bit easier. And I'll show you another RDA that's already been wicked up and you guys can kind of see how I did that one. But what I like to do next is, obviously, you want this cotton to touch just the very bottom of this deck. Okay, so you don't want to have too much cotton stuffed in there. So what I kind of do is I kind of hold this cotton down, all right? And I want to see where it's at in there. Okay, so I can tell just by pushing this down on the side that I probably have a little too much. So what I like to do is I'm just going to take just a tip off, all right? I'm going to do that on both sides because I know that I have just a little too much cotton. All right? And now that I got that snipped off, we're gonna thin out the cotton, and that's what I use these tweezers for with these messed up tips. They tend to work really good. You can see how the tips are kind of messed up. What I do now is I simply take my RDA, I kind of put my thumb underneath of it, and I kind of just run those tweezers through that cotton. You want to thin it out, get all that big, thick lumps out of it. All right, you can use whatever you would like. You can use a screwdriver to do this. You can use tweezers to do this. It doesn't really matter. You just want to thin that cotton out a little bit. Okay, so if I get a little bit closer, all I'm doing is just raking. I'm just raking, just like this, and pulling the thick cotton out of there that really doesn't need to be in there. You know, you don't want your cotton too thick to where it won't feed. And you got to be careful you don't like really dig in there and pull too much, because you'll actually pull the cotton out from the other side. Okay? So that's why I like to put my thumb under there and kind of rake down to my thumb. Alright, and when you're done, you should have a bunch of fluff everywhere that kind of looks like that. I'll just take my scissors, I kind of just hold it all together, and slice her right off. And you're left with a nice even break. This one here, I can tell that it's a little bit longer than the others. So what you can also do is you can also trim off the corner. You know, there's ultimately no ending to how much wick you put down inside your RDA. Depending on how deep your juice well is, this one's kind of shallow. So I like to put a little less cotton in there, but this RDA being so small on the inside, it actually wicks very well. So the next step is going to be, I use this little screwdriver here. And what I like to do is I like to just kind of flip my cotton to the side and tuck it in there. I kind of push it all forward towards the other side, and then I kind of just tuck it back up into its individual little corner, just like so. So there's one side done. You're gonna go ahead and repeat that process all the way around. Doesn't really matter how you get the cotton in there. You don't really have to be too gentle with it or anything. It's not really gonna rip or tear. And if you feel you have too much, just pop that cotton back out. You can pop it out just like that. If you feel like you have a little too much, like I tried to put that end down in there. I have a little too much. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim off a bit, okay? And then you just flip and tuck. It's pretty much all you have to do, guys. Repeat that process all the way around, and I'm gonna keep this video rolling all in one shot. That way you guys can see every little individual kind of adjustment that I make. Okay, so I'm gonna get all that shoved down in there. I'm gonna make sure that, you wanna make sure you have plenty of airflow going underneath this coil. Sorry for the camera not focusing there, guys. You want to have as much airflow going underneath this coil as possible. You don't want to completely stuff the juice well up with cotton, or else it is not going to feed right. So knowing that I had to trim the other side, I'm going to hurry up and trim this side. Just snip it. Kind of snip a little bit off this side as well. And if you end up cutting a little too much off, you can just always slide a little bit over. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and tuck this in, like so. Just like we did on the other side. You're just kind of picking it up and tucking it in. Then I put my screwdriver down in here and I kind of push it all back into its own corner. Make the wick kind of share the deck down below. And there you have it. You guys are wicked up. You are ready to put juice. Focusing, camera doesn't want to work. You're ready to put juice on it. So it would have been really nice to know that my phone only records 10 minutes before it says you record no more. I hope you guys got the general gist of wicking. I might need to edit and work on this a little bit, but I feel like I got a good point across when teaching someone basically how to roll up cotton and stick it through the hole. If you guys have any comments or questions or new vapors, and you have anything that maybe I didn't cover or go over that you're interested in knowing, please feel free to leave it in the comments. Message me, hit me on Instagram. I will make a video dedicated to whatever problem you're having so that we can get it figured out. We can get your vaping experience a little bit better. Like I said, guys, from the beginning of my videos to now, I'm still new at this. I'm still learning to work my camera. I'm still learning to play with this angles and lighting and everything else, but I really hope that you guys have enjoyed the video so far. 120 subscribers. I couldn't be more thankful, guys. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you that have come and liked my videos and watched my videos. So if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. If I've earned your subscription by this point, after you listen to me blabber on for 10 minutes, if you can sit through all that, I would hope that you guys could subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. It doesn't cost you a thing. All you gotta do is click the magic red button. And until next time, guys, unfortunately, I am out of here. Thanks for watching. Bye.